Are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Play the intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bitcade. This is episode 2 of the full entire thing, but it's episode 2.1 if you're watching the breakout videos. But you're joining us, and we love you for it. My name is Ryan Amore, but joining me are two fellas that love video games as much as I do. I have over here David.
Dave Grau. Hello.
And I have over here Quinn.
Quinn, my last name is too long to be said. So.
Okay, just so you know, I'm gonna put a little bar down here, like down in this area right here.
Okay.
And it's gonna have my name right here. So let's show the name. Okay, there we go. And then over here, we're gonna have David is right about here.
Being here, okay. All right.
And then we're gonna have your name. It's just gonna say Quinn right around here. It's just gonna say Quinn. And then I'm just going to take the keyboard and just smash letters.
I like it. It sounds good.
Okay, all right. No one will ever know. You'll be like that guy in Family Guy where they have his name's always different. Have you ever watched it?
No, I didn't know that.
Watch the intro credits. There's a guy that has the same first name, but his last name is always just a random jumbled up letters.
And he's just like a background character.
Calm down now. he's just an actor. No, I think he's like a producer or something. But you'll start to notice it if you watch like the Netflix. If you start watching a whole bunch of them in a row, you'll notice the same name but with a different last name.
Oh, I don't think I noticed that.
Yeah, it's something that you gotta like. You would totally miss if you didn't, because it's usually during the show, like when they're still running the intro credits.
I never have binge watched Family Guy. I always watched it on TV,
and
so if I'm not seeing the intro over and over, that's not something I don't think I would have ever noticed.
Yeah,
and apparently I haven't.
It's a very I could be wrong, but I think it's a different person. I mean, it's the same person.
That'd be funny if it was just actually different people every time, but they all have the same first name.
As the same executive producer.
They just swap one every episode.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bitcade. We talk about video games and news of the nerd and geek culture, and this is going to be quite a doozy. It could either go long, it can either go short. We don't know, because the first topic we're going to talk about is the Nintendo Switch. Right. Did you guys watch the conference?
I missed the first 15 minutes of it, but
you did watch the Japan one?
Yes, I did watch the one that was that they did stream live. Yeah.
Okay. Did you see highlight videos?
I saw highlight videos. I think I was working that day, in all honesty, but I saw what I wanted to see kind of. Mm-hmm. And skipped out on the parts that didn't interest me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not the best announcement thing, but I've noticed that that whenever a company decides to do we're just gonna talk about this stuff, it always isn't really 100%. Like when PlayStation did the whole PlayStation Pro and PlayStation Slim stuff, that didn't really hit either. But I don't know if it was just kind of the Japanese feel of it, it wasn't. I don't know. There was just something a little off about the whole presentation about it. But what were your kind of first impressions?
It did feel a little awkward. It felt like some of the.
Did you see the Splatoon guy with the? I don't know what this was. The whole that was
that.
And they would
I heard something about a translator or something.
Yeah,
they had to execute him or something. They had to get him off of the stage or whatever.
Yeah, it was the Splatoon guy, I think, and he was going off script, and so you could tell the guy in the back was because he was missing about 30 seconds of the guy talking, and then all of a sudden the narrator was the translator was da 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 da, and then he would stumble over words, and I was he probably had a script he was reading from, and then the guy that was on stage was probably not reading what he was being told to read. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty funny though. Mm-hmm. And then in New York, they had the American version of it, of like you could play the Switch.
Was it like the Treehouse or something like that?
I don't know if they had. Did they have a Treehouse?
I'm not entirely sure. The only video I saw of it was, I don't know if you guys know this YouTuber, but it was Casey Neistat.
I do know who he is. Yeah.
He was invited, and then I just saw like his own experience from it, and he was just playing video games and stuff. And then they had like food and whatever apparently, but it was like, I think only like really important people, obviously for like advertising purposes.
Yeah, you got to get the. What I did notice is there were a lot of YouTubers there.
Yeah, exactly.
There were a lot of like internet personalities that were there to play the console.
Right.
I did see that there's a Nintendo Switch water that is like being sold for like $100 and some odd dollars.
Nintendo Switch water.
Yeah, it's just a water bottle with a Switch on it. I remember when like at sometimes conventions will have a water bottle that has the logo on it, and then they'll give it to you, and it's usually nothing important.
People are just selling it.
Yeah, and
of course they are. Yeah. So with Nintendo stuff, they get it and they put it on eBay.
Exactly. I have a few notes. I have a few notes here.
He has a page.
As a whole, I don't know if it can even show up. There it is. Focus. There you go. But yeah, there's a few things that I kind of just to get this out of the way. Do you know kind of what the Switch is about right now? Like what's coming internally with it? Did you get that kind of information?
You mean I don't remember like all the hardware or specs or anything like that, but I know for sure it's not up to par with the consoles of this gen, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not even as powerful. Like I'm not even saying it's not as powerful as the PS4 Pro or the Slim. It's still less powerful than the base versions
of the One and PS4.
The PS4 and the Xbox One. Yeah. Which I kind of honestly anticipated, just because it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo.
They've given up on the whole. We're gonna catch up to them.
It's also portable, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you kind of know?
Well, I mean, like I saw that they had that sheet that had these are what all of our specs are, but they didn't give any numbers. It just said this is what's in it, but it didn't specify exactly like how powerful the processor is or the graphics and all that. And it's just like,
well, the good thing is since we don't have to do this live, we can do this. We have all the information as much as we know as of the first week of February. So the Nintendo Switch will have 32 gigabytes of internal storage.
Which is that'll hold like 3 games.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But the good thing is you can expand it with like standard micro, or I think it's micro.
100,
yeah,
it's a
120,
128.
Yeah. And then it has a 6.2 inch touchscreen, which is 1280 by 720. So it's a 720 screen, and it's touchscreen. But I did what I've heard is that there's a bezel around it that some people are finding a little off, but like it's more. The bezel isn't really designed for people when they're playing it, like this. Mm-hmm. It's when they're like this, they're playing it like that. And then the bezel kind of makes sense of why it's there. But it also is not region locked.
Yes, I did hear about that, which is awesome.
Yeah, I was interested to get your input on that because you love like more of the the Japanese type of RPG stuff. So I was curious. Are you going to be important a lot more games now if they give those options?
Okay, so essentially, I don't want this to happen. But in case of the event that the Switch ends up being the Wii U version 2, I really don't want that to happen. But if it does end up dying like fairly fast, like one of the things that lets the Vita live, because it's still fine in Japan. Like it's still getting a lot of support.
In Japan they love playing portable games. They're all on the train, on the anything like that.
And really good on them is they make a lot of English subtitle games for the Japanese games that aren't coming to America. So all you have to do is import them, and then since the Vita isn't region locked, you can just play them. And so I think that'd be a really great thing for the Switch, because in case if we don't get like a cool game, we can still play it. Not that you might not understand it, unless if they do the same thing as the Vita, which would be awesome. But I'm trying to remember when the last time we had like a region free console from Nintendo was, because I know the handhelds the last time was the DS.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Consoles,
the console.
no.
Yeah, it was GameCube always region locked.
Well, did the GameCube have access to the
It
internet?
didn't. No.
So
So
then region
anything
locked
pretty much
is not
before
there,
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything before internet, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
because region locking really only prevents you, because you can still like import games, like because the physical.
Yeah.
Region locking primarily just is restrictions on. I believe it's primarily just restrictions on properties that you would get through online services, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, you could still get you could still import Wii U games. And
Yeah.
still play them.
So on the Switch, so I guess the Switch technically is the tablet. Like that is the Switch. That is what they are going for. So on the top part, you got the power button. You got a game slot for the little cartridge thing, which apparently the people are comparing them. The cases look like PSP cases. They look like the old PSP case. That's how big they are, which makes sense because you're kind of like, I don't know how big this even needs to be if it's just a little card.
Interesting. I didn't know how big they were.
Yeah, it's like a white case.
So they're like that.
A little bit bigger. They're about like this rectangle type of look to them. And then there's a 3.5 audio jack on them, which makes sense too. Because they didn't talk about that, in which you kind of have to think, okay, well, am I gonna have to do the whole Bluetooth thing? No. You do not have to do the Bluetooth thing.
Yeah.
So, but that was another thing. I don't know if they're running on Bluetooth.
I don't believe so, because I did see the image of the where they showed the image of all the product you can get for it, and there's a set of Nintendo brand headphones that you can get to plug into
from
it.
Nintendo.
I believe it is Nintendo. I believe.
It wouldn't surprise me.
It was just an image. It was just an image. That's all it was.
Yeah, I mean, all of this is all speculation at this point, and most of what I have here is mainly first party of what they talked about at the conference. So the next big giant announcement was the Joy-Con controllers. They gave it a name.
I don't.
You have these little wands now. I mean, they're not really wands because when I think of the wands, I always think of the PlayStation 3 little things. Those I think of the wands, but these things are not very big. And what I've heard from people that have seen it and I've gotten to play with it, it is about the size of what you think it is. Like when you look at it in that trailer and you go, "That looks really small," that's actually how big it is.
Yeah, they're like that.
Yeah, so what I've noticed when I looked at them, they were designed to be the same for both for the different modes that you can. So if I handed you a controller, it's the same exact button layout. May have A, B, X, and Y. That's what they're. Right.
That's why.
But yours might have the D-pad, but they're the same.
But it acts as A, B, X,
Y.
Yeah.
So, did you get to say what was your kind of first impression when you saw the Joy-Con controllers?
I didn't like the name.
You don't like
the name annoys me.
You don't like the little hyphen in there? Joy.
No.
Con?
Can't they just call it a controller or something?
Like Xboxes. Well, Xbox controllers are called Xbox One controllers, and then you got DualShock being the name of the PlayStation controllers.
I don't know. I'm just worried because my hands are big.
Yeah.
I have big hands. I cannot play the DS without getting cramps.
When I play the old DS, my fingers touch.
Yeah, I can't do it, and so that's my big concern with it is for it being comfortable for myself, but I don't know. They're so small, especially if you're gonna play them sideways. We had the Nintendo vendor came in yesterday, and I was talking with about it. And he has hands-on experience playing with it, and he said the controllers are as big as they look. But he said that they were comfortable for him.
That is what I've heard too. I've heard they're very they feel nice.
From what I've heard, the people have been saying they do look small or whatever, but deceptively they're comfortable to hold in the hand, which is weird. So I don't know how that's going to be until
maybe it's that weight from the HD rumble, which is something that they really liked to talk about.
Here's the thing, though, is I asked him about that. I asked him, all right, so what's the deal with this HD rumble? Because it sounds ridiculous. And he actually said he's impressed with it. He said that...
Yeah, did you hear about this?
I heard, like, everyone's been kind of, like, memeing it up, so I have no...
Okay,
like, whenever...
Go ahead, give your thing. I'll talk about what I wrote down here.
So what he was saying is he says it's actually pretty unique, and it's cooler than it sounds. Okay, I will say the HD, like, it sounds tacky and cheesy, HD rumble, but he says
Nintendo's not really good on their naming.
No.
Ergo the Switch.
But he's saying that, you know, there's enough rumble features in there to where he said he was playing one game to where the game is you just hold the controller like basically like this, and it simulates a box full of dice, and you just kind of do this, and you try and guess how many dice are in it, and you can accurately guess just by the dice will, like, the rumble will move around, and you can even tell, like, if the dice would hit each other and bounce off. Like he said, you could feel all that.
I didn't hear about this game.
What the heck? Yeah, that's insane.
So like when they announced the HD rumble feature, they showed like a glass of water with ice cubes in it, and you can actually feel the difference between one ice cube, 2 ice cubes, and 3 ice cubes, and then you could actually rattle it around as if it was, and it actually makes sound.
Yeah, and he was saying you could actually feel the dice. Like he said, you could actually accurately guess how many dice were in it, and you could feel them like bouncing off of each other as if it was actual physical.
They've been
dice.
working on that rumble technology apparently.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So he was like, he just don't let the name fool you. Like it's pretty cool. He said it was pretty legit. And I'm like, all right, I'll you know.
Now both of them have a little bit of both controllers have features that the other one doesn't. Just one. I guess 2 technically. So the right one actually has an amiibo reader, so amiibos get to stay around.
Thank God.
Which is like that makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, apparently the what I got from the presentation was that the joystick on the right controller reads the amiibo. So there's a sensor in there that actually reads it.
The joystick itself?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just put it on top of it.
Interesting.
That's what I saw. That's what my impression of it was. And then on the left side has a share button, but it's not like PlayStation's where it's just a little snapshot. So you're kind of like,
it just takes a picture?
Yeah, I guess
It doesn't do like a video or like the Xbox does or anything like that.
That's what I heard. I thought it was both, but then I've heard that it's just the picture. So at this point, anything is possible.
We'll
I mean, you know, you got a couple months.
Actually, almost a month.
Yeah, you got. Well, at this point, next month.
Yeah,
so
next month.
Wow.
Let's see, what else do they have? The sticks can be clicked in now. That's a thing. That's a thing. I mean, I've never had a Nintendo console that could do that. So.
Oh, you mean like sort of like how the
like the L3,
R3?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Another
moving on up.
A major thing that was a big concern was that battery. What the heck and how long does it last? Now, from Nintendo's website, they say it lasts about 2.5 to 6 hours. So that's kind of a big window, and it's why is
a big window.
Why is there that much of a gap? Apparently, it relies on the game. So if the game is pulling a lot of power, then the system obviously will get sucked down a little more than usual. But from their website, they say that Zelda can play 3 hours on a single charge.
Okay.
So
I've also heard that on the device itself, there's a USB-C port.
What was it?
A USB-C.
Oh, the
charging.
Is that the big guy, or is that mini USB, or
this is the one that not many devices use.
Is this the one that PlayStation used to have, and then they got rid of that to put the Vita?
No,
is that USB-C?
I have no idea.
What I can show you at work, but I've heard it's gonna have a USB-C port, which means to tell me that you should hopefully be able to like plug it into an outlet, possibly. Again, this is just speculation. I'm hoping that you could just like plug it into that port, plug it into a wall, like, and then it's like.
Oh, from the USB-C, not from like this. Well, that might be the charging part of it.
Possibly. I mean, if it's like on the bottom and you put it in the docking station, and
yeah,
it
if that's
it
the
there.
USB.
But then I'm also hoping then if I could just get like USB-C cable, because those are common.
Yeah,
now
just get a really long one.
Yeah, and then just plug it into an outlet, and then I can just sit there like on.
Because you can play in game. They did kindly state that in several ways. So
I was hoping that like or if I had it on the go, I could plug it into like a portable battery charger. Things like that to give a little extra juice. That's kind of what I was hoping for when I saw that when I heard that there was a USB-C charger. I was like, okay, good. So that means I could, when I get mine, I could plug it into my outlet next to the couch and
just.
Did you already pre-order a Switch?
Yes.
Okay. He did.
I did. Yes. Yeah. The day after the live stream, I went down and pre-ordered, and there was a line.
And you got Breath of the Wild 2 for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. I have it. I have a list of all the games. Okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay, sweet.
How do you feel on this battery life?
The battery life?
Yeah. As a advid. Yeah. What's the word for it?
Advid.
Yeah. 3DS player.
Handheld.
Yeah.
Handheld
3DS
player.
What are you thinking about this? This is not the 3DS battery life.
Exactly. I think honestly because I think of this still as a console.
Nintendo gladly says it's a console, so
I think it's fine because if I'm going to be playing like Breath of the Wild, something like that game or whatever, and I'm taking that on the go portably, like playing it in my backyard or something, right?
That's a little less farther distance as I'm assuming they wanted.
Okay, well, fine. I'm going to like Kentucky or something like that.
Okay.
I'm on a plane ride to Kentucky,
okay.
and I'm playing
on those plane rides to Kentucky.
Yeah, and I'm like enjoying.
Wouldn't even last the flight.
Well, if you fly Alaska, you can plug it into the. We're not sponsored by Alaska. But yeah, some planes have that little outlet thing, which goes into their ways to play. They had this whole little section about their ways that they play. So you got the TV mode, which is the standard. You can put that little thing in the dock. You plug into your Pro controller, and you go to town. The second one is tabletop mode. And that's when you
like set it down.
Yeah, it has a little kickstand. I do like the kickstand. I do like how that was added. I don't have to buy a stupid case for it. I can have boom right there. It's like the Surface. I can walk away from it.
Yeah.
And then the third one is handheld mode, which is the obvious. You have the Joy-Cons on the side, and then you're playing it just like normal.
Yeah, I think I personally would have the biggest issue playing with the handheld mode just because I feel like I'm gonna get the same cramping that I got with the 3DS. Which is why I just couldn't play it if I played it for maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, I would have to stop.
Would you have a problem with the tabletop mode, or because
probably
like
not? Probably not. And I don't see myself having an issue with the controller or little thing that it can snap into.
Like the Pro controller.
Yeah, the Pro controller. I don't think I'll have an issue with that. But when it comes to having to hold it like this.
Yeah. It is bigger, so it's I don't know how big it is compared to like the Wii U tablet though.
I believe.
He says so. The Nintendo rep said it is smaller than the Wii U tablet.
Okay.
And he said it weighs about the same as a 3DS XL.
Yes.
In handheld.
It's not bad.
It says a little bit more, but it's fairly comparable.
I did hear about how thin. It's shockingly thin to what it was, and. You can play up to 8 players. They showed the whole as we saw like the first trailer that we got of the Switch at I would think was it E3? Was it at E3? Or was it like somewhere between that time?
It was between E3 and this thing because they just like threw it out. That was the one where they had the guy playing like Skyrim on the plane and
they showed the Splatoon people where they were all just playing with each other, and then they walk into that that MLG, esport arena, and they have all their Switches lined up, and they start playing Splatoon. Go to figure, it was Splatoon 2, so there was that. But then so you can play up to 8 players through Wi-Fi. Now I don't know if it's like the Wi-Fi that obviously we're used to, where we connect and do all that jazz. Or if it's Wi-Fi, like kind of how GoPro uses, where it's just a wireless frequency. They actually use just the term Wi-Fi as I can play with you, and I don't have to be connected to the internet with it.
It's like similar to Bluetooth.
Yeah, and
but it's not Bluetooth.
Yeah, and 3DS is not uncommon that happens. Obviously, there was the whole download things that DSs used to do, where if you wanted to play like Mario Brothers, you can. Oh, I don't own that game. Oh, well, I'll just send it to you, and you can play the little demo thing that it will send you. That I kind of liked. I liked how Nintendo did that. They haven't confirmed like that was what they were going for, so they didn't explain that very well, and I haven't been able to play with the console yet, and so online was a big deal too, because now they're going to have a paid service. This is the first time Nintendo is stepping into the we're going to challenge PSN and Xbox Live.
Yeah.
They're going to do it free for a while, and then in the fall they're going to
right for the holiday season.
Exactly,
right?
and that's probably smart. Is they're going to kick it up to their subscriber situation
base,
yeah. The one thing I'm very confused about is the whole smartphone connectivity thing. They even talk about it on their website about how like this you can connect with your friends with your phone app, and you're kind of like, I have to use my phone to talk to my friends.
Well, if I remember right, I think I heard
set up days and dates to play with people or something like that.
Well, I think I remember hearing Reggie say that the reason why they were doing it through the phone was it's more convenient to use voice communication through the phone when you're on the go.
That makes sense.
If you're not at home and you're not,
if you're playing Splatoon and you're trying to talk to your teammates, obviously you're going to need some sort of device to do that.
Yeah.
I guess I can see it.
I understand it from that point of view. Like I get that, but like if I'm at home, I would like to be able to just plug a headset into the device.
Yeah.
Hopefully into that 3.5.
But that doesn't seem like that's an option right now.
Well, they have that 3.5.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's
a really far. Is it going to be like the NES Classic where I have to have a dongle?
You know what? If that's what I'll have to do,
you'll buy that $20 dongle. Dongles. See, Apple's going away from the dongles. Nintendo wants you to have all the dongles. They did say monthly game download, which I was shocked about. But
you can only keep it.
Yeah,
there is a catch to that.
Nintendo's Nintendoing this one.
Yeah. You get an NES game and an SNES game every
two?
month. Or no, it's either or.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing is like, so you're gonna. I understand where they're like, we're going to give you Mario Kart, and here's 30 days to play the game.
Yeah.
Everyone has the game. Servers get crowded. Play the game. Have fun. What I don't understand is why can't I play Super Mario Brothers for longer than 30 days?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's odd that it's like I think it's something that they're going to change, or they're going to have to make this service more appealing, because for me Nintendo's always is, and I'm glad that they're staying with the more local multiplayer.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of consoles...
really have,
like couch play. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I like that too.
I've never really thought of Nintendo. Oh, I'm going to get my online multiplayer for Nintendo.
I'm going to go hard in Call of Duty on Nintendo.
Yeah. So it's like, I probably won't be getting the services unless it changes and it's more close to what Xbox Live and the PSN Plus are giving you right now. Because I think to get one free 20, 30-year-old game for a month, and then it's gone.
And it has no connectivity to an online thing.
Yeah, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
I'll keep my whatever $50-$60 you're going to charge me.
Now, the bummer part would be if they cap out that local play too, where I can't play with you unless I have that subscription.
I think that would be a huge mistake. The backlash would be immense, because that's what Nintendo is known for. That's what they've always pushed. Even though Xbox used to do that, they don't really do it anymore. Like what was like the last split screen game that you've played on a non-Nintendo class?
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
the Gears 4, but that it's a very uncommon thing at that situation. And then, the Lego games. But
that's why,
I get what you're saying.
Like at work, people are always like, yeah, I want to get my girlfriend into games, but she doesn't have an account, and like I want to play, I got an Xbox and I want to play something with her. I'm like,
they used to do the whole sign in as a guest thing, but now that doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm excited that the Switch is keeping that, and I hope it doesn't require any sort of online connection to be able to do that.
So Quinn, I'm going to ask you about these. You got the subscribers and non-subscribers.
Okay.
Here's the list of what you get during the fall. Online gameplay for subscribers, free and through fall 2017. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go subscribers, non-subscribers. Online lobby and voice chat through the app. Not available. Monthly game download, not available. Exclusive deals, not available. Access to the Nintendo eShop, also access to the Nintendo eShop. Register and manage friends, same thing. Share screenshots, social media, same thing. Access to Switch, access to Nintendo Switch parental controls app, as well as the other ones. So the only three things you don't get as a non-subscriber is online lobby and voice chat through the app, monthly game download, and exclusive deals.
Okay.
Does that seem fair? That seemed like a good step forward for like, I feel like if I was a subscriber, I'm getting good content. Or do you feel like
I feel as a subscriber, I would want more because, I get like 30 days, right? You get to keep the game, blah, 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 but then it goes away, which is kind of like annoying because like with PlayStation or even like Xbox, don't you get like a free game or whatever?
Well, with Xbox, you keep the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even have to be gold after that.
Yeah,
you can just not be a gold and you still have all those free
exactly.
games.
So I think that's kind of like
3 a month. It's 3 a month, right?
You get two Xbox. You get two Xbox Ones
One.
and two Xbox 360 games now, so you get 4.
Wow.
Yeah, Xbox is really pushing out the whole backwards compatibility thing. So
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't cost them a lot. It's just
I don't think it does.
Register it.
I think that's pretty much all it is. Push a button.
Yeah. So you feel as a subscriber,
Also, depending on how I guess I wouldn't feel like too bad if it were like insanely cheap. Okay, like if it were like.
So what's a price point? If I went to GameStop and I'm buying a 3-month card.
Okay.
What's your right now? I think it's $25 for an Xbox Gold 3-month, right? Like $24.99 or something.
$24.99 for 3 months.
And then for PSN, I think it's the same price.
It's the same price now.
Do you feel like this is a $24.99 card that I'm walking?
No.
Okay. How much is this?
I was gonna say maybe like 15 or something. $15 like that. Yeah.
I don't think that's unfair.
I would, if it's over 10, I probably wouldn't do it. I don't think I would pay more than $30 for that kind of services a year. I don't think it's just not there.
So in the box, so if we had a Switch in front of us, unopened, this is what we're getting. We're getting the left and right Joy-Con controllers. You get a Joy-Con wrist strap, which the wrist straps are essentially kind of like the nunchuck. Yeah. You kind of put it on there, and then it slides on, and it gives you like more of a gives you a thicker
he was
left
saying,
and right bumper.
Yeah, he was saying the Nintendo rep, he was saying if you put those on and you've got like bigger hands like myself, it makes the controller a little bit more comfortable.
Okay. You get the Switch dock. You get Joy-Con grip, which is the controller
little thing you slide it into.
Yeah.
It makes it like a controller.
And an AC adapter, an HDMI cable, and this wonderful little package with no game. There's no game that comes with it. Is 29,980 yen, which equals out to about $299. $300 box. You don't get a game with it. The Wii came with a game. The 64 came with a game. The
Wii came with just Wii Sports, but I guess it's technically a game.
Did the Wii U come with a game, or when it was?
Yeah, I think they were trying to get out.
Oh, it came. I think it came with like the Wii U Land or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Something like that. Yeah, some sort of party game.
I expected it to be this price, but it does suck that it doesn't come with the game, because I remember people were saying 1-2 punch or whatever, like 1-2.
There's 1-2 switch.
Yeah, 1-2 switch.
Yeah.
is not worth full retail price because I think it's being sold for full retail, and it should have been bundled with the Switch.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, okay. And then also people, and I agree, this is really expensive. Like the Pro controller for the Switch.
We'll get into prices.
Oh, okay.
We'll get into prices.
I got them all down. Okay.
I got them all down here.
Okay.
All from Nintendo's website too.
Yeah, this is the part that is like concerning for me is the prices.
Yeah. So we got $299 for the box. You get all that jazz. If you want to be fancy, you want to get the Pro controller, $69.99.
Yeah.
$70 controller. That is, if you want a $70 controller, you can get a customized Xbox One controller for $70.
Yeah.
That's got to change.
If you want your gamer tag on it, $80.
Yeah.
That's got to change. Like, I already think that, like, PS4 and Xbox One controllers are really expensive.
Yeah. Like the official, like, the official ones. Yeah, not third party.
Yeah, not
my BB-8 ones don't count. A pair of Joy-Con controllers are $79.99. 80 freaking dollars for those little two pairs, which you can get in 3 fashionable colors: black, neon blue, and neon red.
I'm digging the neon.
I thought the blue and the red though come together.
There are packs like that.
Oh, okay,
so you get the black, the blue and red, blue, or red.
Oh, okay,
so, or neon is what they like to call it. And if you just want one Joy-Con, $49.99. Just one.
Who would want just one?
Well, if you lose them. Or one of them breaks. Not probably an uncommon thing. Man. The Nintendo dock set. So what I've kind of understand is you can actually use 2 Nintendo Switches together. So you can play together. I don't know how, like, in the same game of what I've seen with, like, 1-2 Switch and all this other stuff. But anyway, if you wanted another dock, for some reason it wasn't working.
Well, you can also hook it up to another TV. So let's say I'm in the living room and I want to go play it on the bedroom and on the TV bedroom. You can pop it into there.
That's true. If you want to spend $90, $89.99 is how much another dock is
for just the dock.
For just the dock.
Oh my god!
But the dock comes with a dock, an AC adapter, and an HDMI cable, and then the Joy-Con wheel, which looks like the Mario Kart Wii, is $14.99. Which is the only reasonably priced item on the list.
Okay, you got everything that's like, I think everything else was 70 or above, and then
just the cheapest thing other than the wheel was the Joy-Con one by itself was $49.99.
Okay.
But I think the peripheral for the wheel, I think that's okay. But then again, like when I play Mario Kart, I never use the wheel. I don't know anybody who plays Mario.
But you get 2. You get 2 of them.
You get 2
in the box,
so they're only $7. Yeah, they're $7 each.
$14.99. 2 of them.
That's the biggest steal.
But here's a steal. But like,
on whose account?
But like, here's the thing though. The thing that I have with those peripherals with the wheel is like, who uses those?
My grandma used to.
I mean, because it's like I don't know anybody who plays like Mario Kart if they're playing it against somebody.
No, a lot of people don't like them.
You're gonna tell me you're gonna play Mario Kart like this versus using the joystick?
I've heard and I don't know. I don't play Mario Kart this way, but I know whenever I get a chance to play Mario Kart on the Wii, I want a controller or I want to do something. I do not like doing this.
No.
This seems dumb to me.
Yeah.
but
it's too inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
I gotta have that precision control.
Now, if you want to play this magical device, here are a few places you can play. You can play it in Toronto, DC, PAX South, which just happened, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, PAX East, and South by Southwest. Those are the locations you can play before the console actually comes out. So, obviously, there'll probably be a PAX West and a few other places.
Are those like events?
Yeah, those are the events that will be happening soon. But Toronto, DC, PAX South, Chicago, San Francisco, LA, PAX East, and South by Southwest. If you want to see the full list, you can go to Nintendo's website and they will tell you the whole thing of how to be there.
I'm surprised there's nothing up in like Seattle where they have like a corporate office.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they didn't choose somewhere over here, but yeah, it's weird. Yeah, like they chose to be in New York. That's what I've kind of noticed with Nintendo is they don't really talk about them being from over here. They talk about we're gonna have a thing over in New York, or we're doing something in San Francisco, or we're.
I can understand where they're going. I get it, but it's like, well, why leave the Northwest out?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Here is a few games coming out. If you want to, we're kind of running a little short on time, but we got 1-2 Switch, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, Dragon Quest X and 11, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, Shin Megami Tensei, Project Octopath Traveler, Project Sonic, which was they didn't have an actual Sonic name, Skyrim, FIFA 17, Mario Kart, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Of those that are launch games that I have here is 1-2 Switch, Legend of Zelda, I guess Dragon Quest is going to be.
I don't think so.
It might be
Dragon
because
Quest Heroes.
It already came out on PS4, and this one is just going to be pretty much for the Switch, and then added characters, like new characters, like the DLC characters for free or something like that.
So, did you guys see any of the games that kind of stood out to you? ARMS was definitely one they showed that this is the HD Rumble like demo thing.
Well,
that's really showing off the HD Rumble.
The rep that I talked to said that ARMS was actually pretty fun.
Oh, I've heard it. And it's not just a Wii boxing on steroids.
Oh, see, I played the crap out of Wii boxing.
Oh, I did too.
I was like passing on the little chart. I was like way.
Oh, you're a pro.
Chart.
You're a pro.
Yeah, I was way up there.
I gotta say, like, as far as the launch goes for the Switch, a lot of people don't think it's the strongest console launch in the world. Blah blah blah.
I don't think it's ever this strong.
I don't think a lot of consoles have strong launches. To be honest,
everybody I know who's buying it day one is just buying a Zelda box.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is like, could we have had this console if it right now, if it wasn't for Zelda? Like, if Zelda had come out, like for the Wii U, if they were just to go, here's it for the Wii U, what they would have called like Project NX's version comes out in the fall with Mario Odyssey. Mm-hmm. Do you think that people would have bought the game console at this time
without Zelda? Yeah. Without, I think people would buy no.
No,
I think,
if there wasn't Zelda as a launch title for this console, if it was just, I don't know what other launch title game would have been, but if it was just
1-2 Switch,
if it was just straight up,
why that game isn't a part of it? I don't.
If it was just straight up 1-2 Switch, everyone would have like probably got like Molotovs or something and like thrown it at Nintendo headquarters because they would have been so upset. They would have been like, "What are you thinking? Where's our games?" or something like that.
Well, yeah, because there's only 5 games, 5 launch titles.
There's a few, but there's also games that are dated as March. So there's no day for them, but there's no
so it's launch window.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's. I don't think without Zelda, I don't think coming with it on March 3rd, it wouldn't sell.
Okay, of course they did it with Zelda.
I mean, yes, there would be people who would buy it just because it's Nintendo.
Yeah,
you know.
So as final things, because this topic obviously went a little bit longer, but it's fine. This is kind of the topic of the whole episode. What are your impressions if you had $300 to blow? If Nintendo was
already blue,
yeah. Well, we'll get to that part. If you had $300 already saved up, no matter what, you had a choice. Would you buy the Switch now, or would you go? I think I'm gonna wait till the fall, when everything's all done.
Yeah,
like Mario Odyssey comes out in the fall and winter.
Yeah.
You got Zelda already out. Splatoon 2 would already be out.
Yeah.
I think it was said for this year. I think so.
So.
Yeah, I think everything that was said, it was coming out this year.
The rep I talked to, he's played it. He's played Splatoon.
Oh, okay. So then there you go. So all the games pretty much are done, dealt with. Obviously, a few games will come out in between too, because E3 will talk about it. But $299, would you buy it?
Would I buy this at launch? No, absolutely not. I think I love the games confirmed for it so far. Like, I think I'm really hyped for a lot of the games that are going to be released, and
I am too, actually.
But I don't think I would buy it just yet at launch. I mean, I'm not saying the console is like overpriced or anything, but it's just the fact right now games are not good. Like, there aren't a lot of games out. I mean, Zelda's going to be great, of course. Like, there's no way that game's going to be bad. Mm-hmm. But they need to fix their prices on like almost everything else besides.
I think the console prices are okay.
Yeah.
I think the accessories are, or
at least
you don't want to spend $80 on a new.
I think they're $15 to $20 just too much.
It's just way too expensive for accessories.
So, as somebody that has bought the console,
yes,
you bought it specifically because of Zelda, which I'll get to my point of view. But how do you feel now buying it? You know the games that are coming out. Obviously, some stuff has been roughed out since the launch or the announcement. How are you feeling?
So, me personally, I'm excited more for the future than the launch. My girlfriend is the one that is the big Zelda fan.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to, this is her console. We're getting it for her. And so she's going to be playing Zelda. I actually am looking forward to, I want to check out that new, the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think that looks interesting.
Did you play Xenoblade?
I played a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't play the first one, but again, like I haven't owned.
There'll probably be some bundle.
I haven't owned a Nintendo.
Buy Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and get the first one for free.
Yeah, just a disclaimer.
Awesome.
Actually, for $79 more.
No.
Yeah, just a disclaimer for the viewers. I have not personally owned a Nintendo console since the 64, so there's a huge window of games that I just haven't played for Nintendo. So I
actually think this will be a good one.
I haven't played, like the first one. But I was interested in it. Like I remember seeing, remember seeing it at work and seeing the ads for it. And I was like, oh, this looks neat. So like I'm excited. I'll have a chance to play the second one. And then I saw the little video shorts for that Final Fantasy game. That's like the side.
Oh,
like
the
2D,
Octopath.
3D. Was that what that was called?
Project Octopath Traveler is what it's called.
I
thought it looks interesting too.
It looks like an old,
absolutely terrible name.
no, it's an awful name. But like it's like an old like 16-bit Final Fantasy game that it looks like it has like a Paper Mario feel to it. And I'm like,
not gonna lie, I actually looked at it. I'm like, this looks beautiful.
I saw it. I'm like, I'm all down for that.
From what my friend said, it's supposed to be like a console version of Bravely Default or something. Like
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm assuming that's not gonna Project Octopath Traveler is not gonna be its name. It's gonna be
it's a working name. But oh my goodness.
Because if that were its name, I'd be like, oh my god.
Oh, POT. That's right.
You guys playing Project Octopath Traveler?
But here's what we have pre-ordered so far. We pre-ordered the console, not with the neon controllers. I think those look ridiculous.
Yeah. So just
black.
as a thing back to the whole box thing, you can get it in the black edition, or you can get it in the left neon, right neon blue. So
something like that.
Red and blue. That's another.
Yeah,
bundle.
we just went with the standard, and then so we got that. We got Breath of the Wild, and then we also did bought the one accessory for charging the Joy-Cons, so that way we don't have to put them on the console itself. It's just a little charging station.
Oh, it also charges in the controller.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
it was more of, so that way we can just charge it so that, well, it doesn't charge in the controller that it comes with.
Yes, that's true, because it uses the control. It's just a plastic.
Yeah,
thing,
it's just a plastic thing to hold it.
Yeah, the Pro controller.
The Pro
charges
controller
it.
can charge it. Yeah.
That's why it's $79 or whatever.
So we got the
that makes sense.
Yeah. So when we found that out, that was like, all right, we'll get the little charging station. So then that way, we don't have to always have it connected to the screen to charge it.
Yeah, I think. Was there any closing thing?
Yeah, so for the launch, we're spending about what we would for like when the
Xbox One
for
launch?
the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 launch. We're spending about $400. So.
Yeah, see, I know Nintendo is keen on the whole. Well, we're gonna put as little stuff in the box as possible in order for you to buy your console, because they do that with the 3DS. They're like, buy the 3DS, but guess what? Doesn't come with a charger.
Yeah,
we expect you to have a charger. It's like. But what if I'm buying this for a friend that never had a 3DS before? It's like but it's to keep it underneath the price of what? How much is it? $200 for
it's
a console?
It's $199.99.
Yeah, if you can find
for
one.
the new.
Yeah, but like
for the
new 3DS. But I think it's just a bummer that the Nintendo has this whole like look at we're gonna do. As little as possible in the box so that we can sell it for this price but you're gonna need this, 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 and this in order to complete the whole bundle.
Yeah, because you're really
it forces you into having to buy it. Like
because even though you're buying, your 3DS for under $200, you're still paying over $200 because you got to get that charger, and then it doesn't come with a game.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't come with a
game. Yeah, that's the biggest complaints when I sell people one at work is like I always tell them it doesn't come with a game and there's no charger, so you're already spending.
Yeah, that's a 3DS. Right there.
Yeah, for a 3DS, and so it's like you're already just to get it going, you're already spending $250.
Yeah, my final take on it is as a mainly Xbox person / PC, I look at this as I think that the games that they have talked about, I think Mario Odyssey looks cool. Not really. I'm a little off about the whole real people thing.
Yeah,
that was a little
weird. Yeah, it looks weird,
but
But
he's finally in like Brooklyn now, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no one looks like Mario, so it's like, is Mario a deformed freak now?
But here's the joke, though. It's because it's how he gets into the world, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know the whole.
It just reminds me so much of the Sonic game when they introduced real people.
Yeah, that was
it. Sonic 06. We don't.
Yeah. He'll have a human girlfriend, and believe me. As a person that's not really into the whole Zelda thing, I think that just missed my whole look at stuff. I never actually sat down and played a Zelda game other than the handheld versions of it, and even then I'm kind of like, these are cool, these are great. I'm not going to say that they're not, and I respect that they have this long lineage of it. It missed me, and and Nintendo's all about nostalgia.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit me right. At that point, I feel like if I played probably a modern one, I think they have beautiful art styles, especially Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker's art, the watercolors and everything like that. Oh, did you personally work on that?
No, but a lot of people I know
don't like them
because
they
played
like Toon Link
when Wind Waker first came out.
I remember the backlash. Yeah, the backlash. Everybody hated it. Everybody hated how it looked.
The thing is, when I always I hate to drag on the video.
It's a little bit.
Just real quick, the thing I always look for when I play video games, which is why I got interested in Overwatch, is I like playing games that I think are going to be timeless, that will hold up. And I know games that are extremely stylized will always look good in the future.
That's why the Pixar movies last so long.
Exactly.
They look great.
Because I knew Overwatch was really stylized, and I knew TF2 was stylized so much that even though TF2 is so old now, it still looks fine. And then Overwatch, I think, is going to look good in the future. Wind Waker HD... and even a regular Wind Waker, they look so good. Whereas I think Twilight Princess HD is gonna, as time goes on, it's just gonna look more and more dated because it's set more in the realistic Zelda style.
Yeah. There's the whole book that has all the timelines and stuff.
I will end the Switch thing just by saying, if Zelda was not a launch title, we would probably not be getting a Switch till Zelda was available.
If it had came out on Wii U and then had come out later, you wouldn't have bought it on Wii U.
Probably not. We would wait for the Switch because
getting on Wii U would not be good.
Yeah, I've seen the difference. IGN had the whole difference.
Yeah, no, we probably would get the Switch to get it because knowing Nintendo, they're gonna probably re-release all the other Zelda games. So. All
right. So final case, we wouldn't buy it at launch. But if you're a Zelda fan, go right ahead.
It's a Zelda box.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get the game. If you want to play Zelda, go ahead and get it. It's definitely the best way to play it. But anyway, we're moving on.